What got you excited to come to the Trump rally today?
He's a good man. I love him. We need him. Save the country.
You love him?
Yeah, I think he's a good man. What do you think?
Why? When did you decide he was such a good man?
2016. I liked his words, and I like he did everything he said he was going to do, and he did it.
What are some of those things that he said and then he did? Give you just one thing. One thing he said and then he did.
He caught me off guard there. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
If Donald Trump were to lose again, what would that mean for MAGA, do you think, for all the people here?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think that the hope that we can ever be a great nation again and that my grandchildren can have the benefit of what I had as a young woman, I think that hope is gone.
Donald Trump, man. My wife calls me Donald Trump. I love the guy. Love the guy.
If he were to lose again, what would that mean to you?
We better buy some more guns, ammunition.
What is it about Donald Trump that gets your support?
I will back him up forever. I think he's a great leader, and the way he runs the country is second to none, and I support that and will always.
Is there anything he could do to lose your support?
No.
Is there anything that Donald Trump could do that would disqualify him from your vote?
I don't think he would do anything disqualifying. More to the point, he's been like an unstoppable force to try to fix things. When he was president, unemployment was at its lowest point, and
until now, right?
Until under Biden, yeah.
Well, this is lowest in history right now.
No.
Well, yes, it is.
It really isn't when you look at how they're counting unemployment now.
The same way they have for decades and decades. The same victories that Trump had in continuing the Obama jobs numbers and the success that Trump had with them until the pandemic, which you can't count against him. But the Biden numbers are lower than they've ever been.
The Biden numbers count illegals as employed, and that's who is working right now. When you're talking about citizens, that's what makes the government tabulation really misleading. Because
so it was misleading under Trump then too, because we've counted the exact same way, right?
Well, there weren't so many illegals under Trump, so if you were counting them, it was a negligible number. That it was a true measure of real Americans born here working.
Wait a second.
See what I mean? These guys aren't paid.
No, they're not paid. They're supporters.
When Biden...
That doesn't mean that he's winning Philly, though. Is there anything Trump could do to lose your support?
No, because it's so freaking bad out there. Wide open borders, letting all these murders in. I believe we're going to get a terrorist attack on our own land.
But, the president and his administration, anyway, have closed the borders when the illegal crossings get to a certain number, which is no president has done that before.
Well, it should have never been open. Should have never signed everything. You're going to close the border now. Well, it's way past it. You got all these people way past. Too late, Joey. And
what about legally? Is there anything Trump could do that would lose your support? I mean, the felony didn't, the conviction didn't, but is there anything you could...
He came big timer, millionaire, billionaire, whatever. He didn't have to get into politics, but he was tired. And back in the day, in the early 80s, he was talking about it. Didn't want to get involved with it because he knew it was going to be trouble. He's just looking out for our country, and that's it. You
got the shirt, you got the badge, you took the button off for some reason.
I just put it on.
Oh, okay, all right.
And
but tell me, and the shoes, look at that. Yeah, defund the media as you stand and talk to a media. But tell me what is it you like so much about the guy?
I just love his leadership style. I love that he is unapologetic. I think he wants the best for our country. He believes God can get him there, so do I. And I feel he truly loves our nation.
All right, let's talk about a little bit of that. Do you feel that he wants the best for our country any more than President Biden does, or in just a different way?
No, I feel that the Biden administration has not helped us internationally, militarily, our economy, on every level. So
The inflation numbers are going down. They were way up. They're going down. The stock market is at all-time highs. We've never had better unemployment in the history of the country. When you see a trend that's starting ever so slowly to correct, does that give you hope as well?
It does not. No, because our international climate, our military, our nation, it does not. We are not revered as we once were. We were. I served in the military. I worked for the federal government, and I know, what a good leader looks like, and that's Trump. And the safety of our nation. We went with peace.
If Trump were to lose again, what would that mean for you?
I mean, it would just be devastating. It's not so much for me. Like, yes, I'm behind him. Yes, I really feel that's my opinion. That's who we need for our nation, right?
He's a good man. We need him. He's going to save the country. When did I decide that? When he decided, when he ran for president the first time. What is wrong with these statements? Well, first of all, the proof is in the video. The gentleman said the policies that he support that Donald Trump will use to save the country is the reason he loves Trump and he thinks Trump's a good man. But he can't name a single policy, not a single policy. This is his reasoning. This is not a got you question. He was not put on the spot. The question was, why do you support Trump? And he said he loves Trump because of policies that he stands for. Yet he can't name a single policy that he cares about at a political rally about this person during a presidential election year. When it's his second term running for office. Third time, actually. Third time. So you tell me, is it really about policy when this person has ran for the office of president 3 times, and this person in that outside of his rally can't name a single policy that's important to him?
John Deere Company, it's a venerable, old, great American company. Yeah. But if they're going to move plants to Mexico and then try to sell stuff back to the U.S., sneak in under, for example, the USMCA tariff schedule, you would charge them a 200% tariff.
Or 100%.
Right,
enough.
100%
I would charge them enough that it would no longer make sense to go to Mexico.
So they wouldn't do it.
They moved a big operation to Mexico.
Now, he's threatened these tariffs on lots of different companies and countries, but the one that keeps coming up is this weird tariff on John Deere if they move their manufacturing to Mexico and then ship the product into the U.S.
I just noticed behind me John Deere tractors. I know a lot about John Deere. I love the company. But as you know, they've announced a few days ago that they're going to move a lot of their manufacturing business to Mexico. I'm just notifying John Deere right now. If you do that, we're putting a 200% tariff on everything that you want to sell into the United States, so that if I win, John Deere is going to be paying a 200%. They haven't started it yet. Maybe they haven't even made the final decision yet, but I think they have. John Deere is going to, and anybody else that does this, because it's hurting our farmers, it's hurting our manufacturing. And if you do that, you're going to have a 200% tariff put on the product that you make in Mexico, right across the border. They think they're going to make product cheaper.
Who do you think? I'll give you 3 guesses. Put them in the comments below. Who do you think is going to pay the tariffs on John Deere if they do follow through and move to Mexico and Trump gets reelected and he imposes these 200% tariffs on John Deere when they ship their product back into the U.S.? You think it's going to be John Deere? Think it's going to be the CEOs just eating that money? Or do you think they're going to pass that price onto the consumer? Which, you don't even need 3, just 2 guesses. You have a 50-50 shot. Which one do you think is more likely to happen? Ding, 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 ding. You are correct. It's the consumer. The consumer is going to eat that cost. Do you know how much tractors are right now? Already? Do you know how much farmers go into debt to buy tractors so they can farm? For people who are farmers and that's how they make their living, and they have to have like high horsepower industrialized machines, that can cost up to $600,000 right now without those tariff prices for one tractor. And that's just to buy it. That's not maintenance. You know, you have your car, you have to go in and get your oil changed and rotate your tires and buy new tires and all the maintenance things. That's just the initial cost of the tractor. That's not the other tractors you have to buy, other machinery you have to buy, workers you have to pay maintenance on the tractor. That's one tractor. You think farmers make that much in return? They don't. Oh, John Deere wants to move to Mexico. Oh, it's hurting our farmers. You know what's going to hurt our farmers? A 200% tariff being passed on to them when they have to buy their tractors next year.
We're going to be doing a lot of things, but we're lowering taxes. We're going to use tariffs very, very wisely. You know, our country in the 1890s was probably, Marcia, probably the wealthiest it ever was because it was a system of tariffs. And we had a president, you know, McKinley, right? You remember Mount McKinley, and then they changed the name. But one of those things, he was really a very good businessman, and he took in billions of dollars at the time, which today it's always trillions, but then it was billions and probably hundreds of millions. But we were a very wealthy country.
Let me tell you what'll happen. If we impose tariffs the way Trump is saying we should, we will explode the cost of living by hiking the prices of necessities like farm equipment, food, all that kind of stuff, and it will cripple the economy. You think the economy is bad now? It will cripple all of us.